When airport security dragged a calm black woman out of first class, no one asked why. They just watched. The crew labeled her aggressive. The passengers nodded along, and the cameras caught every second of her humiliation. But the woman they treated like a threat wasn't just a traveler. She was the billionaire CEO sent to save their collapsing airline. That single walk down the aisle cost them everything. By the time her heels touched the terminal floor, their $4 billion future was already gone. When airport security dragged a calm black woman out of first class, every person who watched thought they were witnessing discipline, not disaster. But arrogance has a way of punishing itself. Dr. Nyla Carter, founder and CEO of Carter Dynamics, had just approved a $4 billion partnership that would rescue the failing SkyNova Airlines. The ink was ready, the press conference scheduled, and the world was about to hail her as the woman who saved aviation. All she wanted now was a quiet flight to London, one final stretch before the victory. She boarded early, greeted the crew with courtesy, and settled into seat 2A. Her mind was on logistics, not luxury. A few rows ahead, a woman's shrill laughter pierced the calm. Vivian Moore, a socialite who mistook volume for status, strutted down the aisle complaining about champagne temperature and delayed boarding. When her eyes fell on Nyla, her smile stiffened. "Excuse me," Vivian snapped. "You must be in the wrong seat." Nyla looked up, composed. "I'm not." "This is 2A." Vivian blinked in disbelief. "Impossible. My husband and I booked this row. Then I'm sure the crew can clear it up." But Vivian didn't want clarity. She wanted confirmation of her superiority. She waved down the nearest attendant. "There's a woman sitting in my husband's seat," she declared, voice dripping with offense. The flight attendant, Evan, rushed over, eager to please. "Let me check the boarding passes, ma'am." Vivian leaned closer. "She won't even show me hers. I think she's being difficult." Evan turned to Nyla. "Ma'am, may I see your ticket?" Without a word, Nyla handed him her phone. The screen glowed with the proof. Seat 2A, Dr. Nyla Carter. He saw it. He hesitated. Then he chose the easy way out. "It seems there's a mix-up," he said carefully. "Would you mind moving to another seat while we sort this out?" Nyla's gaze didn't waver. "I would mind." "This is my seat," Evan's tone hardened. "Let's not make this difficult." "I'm not," she replied evenly. "I'm asking for fairness." Vivian scoffed, clutching her pearls of performance. "You see? That attitude, it's aggressive." That single word detonated the cabin. Aggressive. The crowd shifted uneasily. Phones came out. Judgment filled the air. Evan's authority swelled with the validation of the privileged. "Security to first class," he said into the intercom. "We have a non-compliant passenger." The words echoed like a verdict. Minutes later, 2 officers boarded, Sergeant Hale, expression carved from boredom, and his younger partner ready to show his strength. Hale didn't ask questions. He didn't need facts. He just wanted obedience. "Ma'am," he said flatly, "the crew's asked you to deplane." Nyla folded her hands in her lap. "On what grounds?" "Failure to comply with instruction." "I complied with every instruction," she said quietly. "Except surrendering what's rightfully mine." "Either you come peacefully," Hale warned, "or we'll escort you." The cabin watched, silent as Nyla rose. Her movements were deliberate, calm, unshaken. She lifted her briefcase, faced Evan, and said, "You've confused position with power. I'll let the world remind you of the difference." Then she walked out, dignity intact, reputation unseen. A few passengers clapped. Not out of courage, but cowardice disguised as civility. At the gate, the agent muttered routine lines. "You've been denied boarding. You can contact customer service." Nyla didn't argue. She simply looked through the glass at the airplane she had financed, about to carry the same company that had just stripped her of humanity. In a quiet corner, she pulled out her phone and called her CFO, Malik Turner. "Nyla, you should be halfway to London." "I'm still at JFK," she said. "Security removed me from the flight." "What? Why?" "Because prejudice wears uniforms too." Her tone was steady. too steady. Malik had heard it before, right before she made market-shifting decisions. "Tell me what you want done. Terminate the deal," she said. "Pull every dollar. Cite cultural and ethical incompatibility. Send the clause immediately," he paused. "That'll collapse them within days." "I know," she said coldly. "Let it." Within 60 minutes, her command traveled across the financial world. Automated wires froze. Lawyers executed withdrawal documents. The $4 billion lifeline dissolved mid-air. At SkyNova headquarters, CEO Richard Hanley was making toasts when his phone began to vibrate. Text after text. Urgent. Funding terminated. Trading halted. The room fell silent as his CFO's trembling voice came through the speaker. "Richard, they've canceled the deal." "All of it." Hanley's glass slipped from his hand. "That can't be possible." "It's official." "They cited cultural failure." Hanley staggered to his computer. On every news site, a headline blazed, "Carter Dynamics withdraws $4 billion deal, SkyNova stock in freefall," and beside it, the viral video. A calm black woman being escorted off one of his own planes. The caption read, "Removed for being non-compliant." Hanley's voice trembled as he called her personal number. "Dr. Carter, please, we can fix this." She cut in, her tone colder than glass. "You can't fix what you refuse to see." Thousands of jobs. Then teach your people what respect looks like before they lose another one. She hung up. By morning, SkyNova was in chaos. Stocks nosedived. Investors fled. Lawsuits erupted. The airline that prided itself on power had been dismantled by a woman they tried to humiliate. Evan was fired before landing back in New York. The officers were suspended for misconduct. Vivian Moore became a national disgrace, her name trending under the tag, "the seat she didn't own." But the true ending wasn't revenge. It was replacement. 2 weeks later, in her Manhattan office overlooking the city skyline, Nyla signed a new partnership, this time with Astrojet, an airline that valued integrity over image. Cameras flashed as she sealed the deal that would replace everything SkyNova lost. When a reporter asked what lesson the industry should learn, Nyla answered without hesitation, "Disrespect costs more than any mistake in business." That line echoed across headlines. And the woman they dragged from first class didn't just reclaim her dignity, she took back the entire sky.